again, it will be a contribution towards the growth of our hospital. We thank you for answering our prayers. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Thomas Sachin. I request Dr. George Chandy to welcome our speaker for today.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be happy in it. This is also the day when somebody very special amongst us was born. So it's only appropriate that we join together in wishing the one and only Rosie Marcel a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rosie. Happy birthday to you. It is my proud privilege to introduce to all of you somebody very special. She is Professor Susan Chandy, who is a curator and change maker in marketing, professional service management, and leadership. She currently holds the position of Professor, School of Hospitality, Tourism and Culinary Arts at the Centennial College in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She passionately blends her 25 plus years of experience in the hotel and tourism industry, where she worked with well-known international brands focused on operations, events, logistics, sales, and marketing. With her deep faith and her interest in collaborating and supporting organizations that are mission-based, faith-based, she aims to do good and provide service to others through collaboration and support. She's been working with us for the last few months with believers, and we've learned a lot from her, gained a lot from her. We've understood that in our own lives, in some ways that is marketing. Namaki marketing and I am so and so I am presenting myself to the world. So what is wrong in presenting what we are, who we are, how we can provide service to others? And over the past few months, to a group of us, and we are so glad that she's taken time away from, this is a holiday at home in Kottayam. She said she'll come and spend some time with us, and after yesterday's meeting, I think she might stay on with us a little more. On a personal note, she is my cousin sister. She's the daughter of one of the longest serving CSI Bishop M.M. John of the CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese. She spoke in chapel yesterday. She has a deep commitment to Christ. Her parents, her brother and they immigrated to Canada, and we are hoping that we'll have more and more of her. Shall we put our hands together and welcome the one and only Professor Susan Chandy.
Good morning. Good morning. That was quite the introduction. I think I need to hire Dr. Chandy to just talk for me on a regular basis, because that's a great way to feel pretty special. But I am the one that is truly blessed. I've been at Believers for almost, I guess this is my third day now. It's flown by. And I have been inspired and just so humbled by the kindness and the generosity of spirit. I'm so happy to have been invited to speak with you and share some thoughts. And more so collaborate with you. This is not going to be a time of me talking at you. I mean, hopefully I'll share some tidbits of knowledge, but it's about us learning together, which is really what life is about, elevating and growing every day and doing it the best that we can, doing it for ourselves and doing it together as a community. So, I want to just share a few things. I've talked about my excitement to be part of this group, and I'm grateful to be invited. But I thought, you know, Dr. Chandy gave a wonderful connection, a little bit about who I am. But there's another reason, to choose to be part of this organization. I shared this with different members over my last couple of days here. Yes, I know Dr. Chandy, obviously, but I knew about Believers, believe it or not, before I even really knew him well. I knew of him, but I knew of Believers Hospital. I have heard about it for years. Everybody would talk about this Believers. Everybody goes to Therala. So many people from all over the world, relatives, or even just people in Kottayam. Oh, have you gone to Believers? We're driving to Believers. I'm like, why would you go all the way to this hospital? And they would talk about the compassion. They would talk about the facilities. They would talk about the care they receive, the quality of service, the quality of education, the quality of the caliber of care and medicine, and the advancement that they show on a regular basis. So I was very connected. And being someone from Kerala, being Malayali, as Dr. Chandy said, my father is from Kottayam, my amma is from Mundakayam. I've grown up, even though I've been in Canada my whole life, we used to come regularly. Of course, I'm first generation Canadian. And so this place is very special. The second reason, though, like many reasons why, and we talk about marketing, and we talk about marketing, the power of marketing happens when you believe in something. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. When you believe in a product, whatever it might be, you choose it. You choose to buy it over another product. And sometimes you don't know why. It could be because your mother or your father, your friend recommends it. It could be because of the quality. It could be because you like something over something else, but there's always a reason. And that reason is what makes businesses successful. So here's the thing about Believers. I'm here for different reasons. Yes, I was invited to come and share some of my knowledge and my experience and contribute if I'm able, be of service. But 2-3 years ago, my amma and appa, after they retired, they would often come to India for a few months. My mom has been unwell for many years, about 30 years, different illnesses. My mom is a warrior queen. She's amazing. You'll probably meet her at some point. And so is my father. But my mother has she's had issues for a long time, different issues. And one of them was a stomach issue. And no one in Canada, we have good doctors there, could figure it out. A few years ago, she got sick while she was in India. She came to Believers. She saw Dr. Chandy, of all people, and guess what? He figured it out. And she's got on medicine, and she still has lots of illnesses, but that is the one thing she always talks about. My father told me a few days ago, he said he's had some chest or heart issues or whatever it is, I can't remember the exact name, but the point is, he said he was diagnosed there, and again, fantastic doctors. But they couldn't figure out a couple of things. He came to India, he was having some issues, came here, and the cardiologist was able to solve it and figure it out and get him on a better healthcare plan. The speed, the talent that things are figured out here is unbelievable. So I have a personal connection of gratitude to Believers Hospital for taking care of two of the most important people in my life. And I'm one of the millions. And there are many, many people like that once they touch this hospital, they connect, they come back. But we want to ensure that they choose to come back. We want them to tell our story. And unless we can tell our story proudly, not boastfully, but tell with facts and truth all the great things, then that will help us to remain a powerhouse, to remain this palace, so to speak, where we can dominate and we can care for so many more people as the years go on, which is our goal. We can be compassionate, we can care, we can help. So this is what you can expect. I was chatting with some and I said, yeah, you might think you're going to come in, you're going to have a seat you're comfortable, you're going to just listen and you're going to go. No, I don't do that. We're going to all be learning together. You're going to be talking, and that's why hopefully you met your neighbors. We have some incredible, and thank you in advance to the individuals that helped to group everyone together and that are going to facilitate in your groups. And we want to hear your thoughts. We're at a transformation point in our believers community. We are at a time where we are a business and we want to keep elevating. And how do we do that? We do that through every one of the 3,000 team members that we have, plus our external community. So you are going to be part of that. We're going to guide you. And this is just the first of many opportunities to share, to learn, and to be part of this together. So please feel free. There's going to be chances to share if there's questions, to respond in Malayalam or in English. I will present in English, but you can absolutely respond in Malayalam as well. And because we're here for a very short time, we're just going to invite you to stay present, to stay off our phones, to just kind of engage with your fellow neighbor and to share forward. If you don't mind, we would be grateful. There will be some photos and videos taken as well, so hopefully that's not an issue. We'll go from there. Any questions? Are we good? We're happy? Are we awake? Yes? Good morning? Good morning. All right, let's get some energy going in this room, right? We got a whole day ahead of us. Okay. All right, so this is what first activity that you are all going to be doing in your groups. Now, hopefully everyone is seated where you're not a whole row. If you're sitting in a row format, please feel free to stand up and turn so you can hear each other and communicate. Or if you are like a row back to back, then just turn around and greet each other. We want everyone to be part of it. We're going to give you about 3 to 4 minutes. Your facilitator in your group will time as well. And you're just going to have a conversation. I'd like you to go through these questions and talk about it honestly. It's not about there is no perfect answer. But we cannot elevate as a community if we don't have honest conversations. So think about, do you feel comfortable going and saying, I work at Believers Hospital. This is some of the great things that we've been able to do. This is some of the great discoveries. This is the kind of wonderful community of care we work with. How do you feel about that? If not, if that's not comfortable, why? And I want you to share that within your group, okay? Then you're going to walk through and think about, well, whose job is it? Is it my job? Is it the doctor's job? Is it our wonderful welcome greeters' job? Is it our security guard's job? Is it Dr. Chandy's job, Rosie's job? Whose job is it? Talk about it and why. It's always good to say the why. Then you're going to talk about, is it bad to promote ourselves? I mean, doesn't Jesus say don't boast? Right? Is it bad? What does Jesus say? What does it mean when he talks about that? How do we talk about ourselves in a way that is not boastful, but is truth and contributing to the greater good? Something to think about. Think about sort of going back about who's, does it matter who you are and whose responsibility? So some of the questions might seem similar, but I put that there to guide you. So we'll give you about 3 to 4 minutes. Just turn within your team members and have some conversation. Your facilitator will time it and guide it. We'll come back and we'll share. Sound good? Perfect. Oh, and if at any time I'm talking too quickly or you want me to repeat something, just raise your hand and let me know. Okay.
cross the greatest oceans, walk across the water, the water.
Arun, sound കുറച്ച് വെക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. കുറച്ച് വെക്കാൻ. They're discussing. Sound കുറച്ച്. Hi, ma'am. Hi. How are you? Good. How is your back and all? Right. Stay back in the hospital.
What holds us from promoting ourselves, right?
Or you are holding you back in the marketing. This is related to marketing. So you have two ways. Marketing. As an organization or marketing?
That's fine. Just to take a bunch, you know what? Yeah. And then you can just email them to me after, because we're gonna do a social media post after. Thanks, guys. 30 seconds to wrap up your thoughts for the first part. Half a minute.
You have 30 seconds.
Did you guys not give me the memo to match? No. How come I didn't get the memo?
I'm supposed to walk around and do it. My God. Done?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to, but actually before you sit, take a look around the room. See this? Isn't this awesome? The conversation, the community. Be free when we do our next section. Move around. Just enjoy each other. Talk. Don't hesitate. Please have a seat, and we're going to chat about this and move to our next activity. Sorry? Yes, stay with your people though. Don't leave your group mates. You're going to be with them. So yeah. So much excitement. I'm going to invite you to have a seat. Don't worry, you'll get to talk more with each other. All right. Okay, so let's just take a minute or two and talk about this. Let's talk about these questions, right? They're kind of tough questions. And we want to kind of take a moment and break that down. I'm just going to give everyone just another 10 seconds just to get seated so we can hear each other as well. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, and thank you, Ms. Sudha, for helping me out, we're going to come around, and I'm going to invite you to share your comments. It can be the facilitator, but it can be anyone in the group. There's no right or wrong answer. It's about being authentic and answering, and based on that, building. So the first question I asked you to consider, was what holds you or what holds us back? Anybody want to start us off? Oh, yes. Yes, Dr. I love it. I love the energy. This is great. Yes, we give you a microphone. I love it.
Thank you, Susan, for coming over and trying to teach us how to market ourselves. And I have never marketed anything in my life because I always worked for organizations like your health service in Canada. It's a government, in India I was working for the National Health Service here. Then I went to England, I worked for the National Health Service. Then I was for some time in the Gulf, working for a completely paid health service by the government. So I never had to market. I had plenty of work and plenty of work. But after coming here, it's a different experience. Now, we have written something down. Your questions, what holds you or us back? No, nothing holds us back. We are not ashamed to talk about ourselves, and in fact, all of us talk in front of groups of people, or church groups, or organizations, Toastmasters. We talk about ourselves, our services, what we can do, how wonderful we are. Marketing ourselves, our service, our goodness, our compassion, our name, and to gain fame, high level of medical care, our charity, our achievements, our awards, we tell our stories, but we never realized that marketing is making money out of our business. Okay, this thought never crosses our mind. And I'm sure you, as a marketing person working in the marketplace, you are teaching people how to sell yourself, sell your cars, sell your products, get your hotel beds or food, and make money out of it. That's your purpose, not to serve the community. Am I right? Yes, I suppose I'm right. You did mention the horror word here, business, in your initial talk. I think you are trying to teach us how to market our excellence. Please tell us how to market our excellence and make money out of it. Thank you.
I will, just before I move on, that was, thank you so much, Dr. John. That was a lot. And I actually think it's pretty awesome that you all applauded when he said, but what about taking service? What about people, right? I think that's fantastic. I think, and the reason I say that is because I understand that so well. I struggle with marketing myself. I can market anybody else. I can talk about the greatness of everyone else. But how do we combine, especially as Christians, that's what I said. Jesus said, don't boast. And I'm telling you, boast. But it's how you boast. And it's taking me a lifetime to figure it out. There is nothing wrong. I always say, and this is one thing that we want to learn together through education, through experience, in a customized way that aligns with believers' mission, vision, and who we are. Making money money can be a very dirty word, right? But I always think, what if we could make money, do it in an ethical way, create more change, use it to buy ventilators, use it to provide more beds, use it to build hospitals and universities, use it to share the word of Jesus, and whatever it is we do. If we can make money, we can do more good. It's unfortunately the world we live in. We can create change. Education, I know that there's we have school here. Education is the ticket to freedom. That's what breaks generational poverty. So there's so many ways, and I really appreciate every single word you said, because this is often, you started with, nothing holds us back. We talk about ourselves. But there is a disconnect for all of us, because we talk about ourselves, but we also might feel guilty about it. So we want to figure out, how do we manage this? And I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a psychologist. I am not here to help figure all that out. That is not my skill set. That's why we have Hutchins in the room to help with that. But I really love that you start us off with that. And hopefully we can keep that amazing thought, because we go, wait a second. How do we serve Jesus and make money? The one thing I remember hearing years ago on this Christian show that I was watching was, God will always give us everything we need, but God also enables and empowers us to take what he gives us and make it happen. So that is sort of the gift that we've been given. So let's build on that incredible opening statement. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Did you want to share, please?
So we are representing group 4. We took that first question in a very different perspective, not something that what is holding us back from marketing, but what is holding us back in this institution.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we all came up with the first answer as the working environment that we are working here.
Okay.
We all have that good feeling that, it's good to be in Believers. Then the other thing that we thought was the freedom that we get in our work. We are not restricted in any way. We are able to come up with our own ideas and execute them. And the leadership, the amazing leadership that we get from the institution in helping us, take this, even the promotions with us is something that we enjoy. And yeah, so this is with regard to what holds us in this institution. We love working here. We love all that is happening around us, and we are proud to be here. So, yeah, shall I go on?
Yeah, please
with
go
the,
ahead. Why
okay,
don't- yeah.
all right. Should we hold back in talking about ourselves because someone else is marketing? No, because we can give a different perspective of the marketing. Like we said, marketing is a generic term. It's not just about telling us who we are, but as an employee, we can market ourselves as to how excellent we are doing as a department, or from a patient perspective, we can share the stories with others, and different people will have their own perspectives with regard to how good we are doing. So I don't think we should hold ourselves back in marketing ourselves. And if you promote ourselves, is it a bad thing? No, because we are talking the truth. We are telling the truth. We are not, it's not boastful like you said. Because if you boast, the other person who's hearing you would get a little bit irritated, but you can do it without irritating them by telling the truth, making sure that whatever you're speaking is quite genuine. So we should promote ourselves in a good way. And does it matter which position that you're holding? It should not. Like I said, different people from different positions will have different perspectives. And how you connect with the person who's hearing, the other person who's hearing you would might change. So that position should not hold us back. And whose responsibility is it to market? All of us, everyone's. Yeah.
Thank you. That was so well said. So many great points that I actually appreciate. I will say that you kind of gave a different, you approached it differently. Because both answers are correct. Would you agree? We have to look at it from all angles. And how do we tell? And it's about telling the story. Dr. Chandy's always about the story. He's a fantastic storyteller. Right? And he shared with me so many stories of team members that have said, do you know this happened? Do you know this happened? And I'm like, why are we not talking about it? And I love that you said truth. When you talk about, in school, I always say, one thing I've always been taught by my parents is say what you need to say, but say it with truth, facts, kindness, and respect. Is always key. So that is where we want to do that. But we have different things that hold us back, individually, collectively. We're proud of who we are. You're so right. That is one thing I have picked up. The culture in this organization is unbelievable, from the second you walk in to the second you walk out and beyond. So I really like that you kind of approached it on different levels. And yes, I agree with everything you said. Before we go to the next point, does anybody have anything you want to build
I just want to add to this, Susan.
Sure.
I'm
Oh,
here.
hello.
Okay.
The voice. Yes,
Only the third question, because it has some
yes.
ethical thing attached to it,
Please.
whether we can promote it ourselves or not. I take it in a different perspective. If we don't present ourselves to others, actually we are denying opportunity of other people to know and get a better service in our institution. So I take it in that way. If you don't do that one, actually we are stopping their blessings.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah.
We're so doing that. Marketing team, note that down. That was amazing. Yes, we're going to extend the blessings. I love that. Thank you, Achin. Thank you. Yes, please go ahead. Sudha, do you mind? Sorry, I've got poor Sudha running around today. Thank you, Sudha.
So we echo whatever points were said by the earlier teams, but one perspective that we had was we belong to a different generations in an organization. So there is always a generational insight into how we should market. So usually there is a certain generation which believes that boasting is not correct, but there is another generation that believes that for your existence, that is the bare minimum that you need to do. And usually the ones who make the decision might not really have the same attitude as the ones who give the idea. So inhibition in a conservative society like in Kerala, Tiruvalla particularly, where most of the generations are older generation and they believe that boasting or overdoing it is for those who don't have work. They look down upon it. It is a taboo. And also within our community, if we go on trumpeting what we are doing, people try to pull you down. So it works the reverse way. So you need to find a balance. The best way to do it is not directly, but through someone else's mouth, which we feel is more acceptable to people, that it comes from somebody else. So for that matter, it is better that the person directly doesn't say that, but it comes through some other route, and it is best done by a promotional team or a marketing team. But it has to come, the voice should be heard from somewhere else, not from within. But it's absolutely necessary in this day and age to offer the services that you have. Otherwise, you are denying care for which you have practiced all your life, and that is a sin. You have to promote yourself.
Excellent, thank you. Please, yes. That was amazing, and I'm so, that's one thing that I'm so happy you mentioned that. That is something in our culture we struggle with. That's exactly what I've struggled with my whole life. I can't talk about myself. And to your point, how many times are people saying, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so, and you're like, what? But often there's no substance, no truth. But I love that you highlighted it, because that is a barrier that holds us back. Now, I look at it as, is it a barrier or is it an opportunity? How do we change the wording? Because you're 100% right. We have to talk about ourselves. But how do we do it in a way that also fits into the world and the reality that we live in? And that is going to be an opportunity for us, because how we talk here is going to be different than how they might talk in Turkey or in Ukraine or in the United States or in Canada. Your market changes on who we are. And absolutely, having people talk about you is huge. I talked at the very beginning how I knew of believers before. It had nothing to do with a personal connection. I knew of believers because people talk so highly about it. But there's so much more that we can do. So I'm really appreciative that you took the time, your group took the time to kind of share that perspective, because that is a very vital and crucial perspective that we will have to keep in mind as we diagnose and figure out who are our people, where are they, how do we best communicate with them. And that also comes in, and I'm so glad you said generations. Generational culture, generational programming, mindsets. It doesn't mean that mindset is wrong, that if people have it, that's just the way, that's their mindset. How do we serve them with that mindset? How do we extend the blessings with that mindset? So thank you so much. And just so you know, all these great points are being noted, and we're going to be reflecting on them and sharing them and building from them as well. Okay, we'll take one last one, and then we're going to get, this is good, like 5 hours for this. Okay,
Good
go
morning,
ahead.
Madam.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you
Since
for
it's a
coming.
marketing meeting, I am going to introduce myself.
Yes.
I am Dr. Joe Jacob, professor of E&T, 5th year into service in this institution. Now, coming to the question, number one, good working atmosphere, wonderful college and colleagues and good service. That's the main thing what makes me hold on here. And the second one is no. The answer to that is no. We should also talk about us. Then only the other people will come to know. Then number three is again no. Then number four, we should definitely do it, and social media and word of mouth is the most important thing. And then number five, each one of us is responsible. Present scenario, marketing is needed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. And, I think the interesting thing is, I think what we're learning is today is about planting a seed for all of us. You are invited. I'm going to tell you right now, when you walk out the door and you have to get on with your busy day, which is unfortunately going to come sooner than we wish, but it's going to happen, don't stop thinking about this, right? All these different ways. So, Okay, I know. Okay, no, you know what? Okay, so sorry. This is amazing. Rosie, can we just extend this for 5 hours? It's like, this is amazing. Okay, you know what? If you don't mind, okay, for number one is all the facilitators are going to take down all the notes, so you will be heard. I can also talk at the end. I know your hand's been flying for a bit, so why don't you say really quick? Do you want to just share really quickly a point, and then we're going to keep going? I wish Rosie, let's make this 7 hours next time.
We just want to talk about point number 3. If you promote ourselves, is it a bad thing? I just want to quote Jesus. Jesus said, I am who I am. If he did not say that, it would have been a big, big mistake. So we have to say, we are who we are. And he said that because he did what he did. And he does what he does. So we have to do what we have to do. And we should ensure that we continue to do what we do, even better and to the best. Thank you.
Thank you. What a beautiful way to summarize sort of the why and to tie it back in. So, I mean, I am blown away by the energy and the engagement, and I thank you all. We're going to definitely, I'm going to be sticking around for a bit after. I'd love to talk as well. And we're going to be making sure, do not leave without making sure your voice and thoughts are not captured through your facilitator, because we want your voice. They'll write it down, and we can definitely come back as well. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we've talked about a little bit already, but it's really important. We know where we've come from. We know where we are. Now we're figuring out where are we going. Because here's the thing, talking about that word business, making money. We are in a world, as we know, there's a lot of other hospitals that have come up. There's a lot of different perceptions about different types of hospitals. There's a lot of, people building hospitals that don't know anything about hospitals. We have to be able to stay ahead of that. So that's why we want to invite all 3,000 members to be part of that conversation. How do we share in a way that aligns with our values and our mission? And that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit today and more in the future. Not paying attention to where we go will not allow us to, and I'm going to keep going back to the Achin's wording, to keep extending the blessings, to take, as you said, about all those years, all the training all of you had, and all the years of service and the good-heartedness. Let's keeping that going and make it sustainable. So now we're going to take maybe about 10 minutes, I think. 8 to 10 minutes. And you are encouraged. You may have met other colleagues you didn't know before. Connect with each other outside. Come up with information and then take it back to Dr. Chandy, Rosie, or Sudha as well. And you can do that. We're going to give you a few questions, and we're going to ask you to be very efficient on getting through all of them. And then, as I said, the facilitators will take that down. But what you're going to do is I'm going to give you 4 questions. How do you believe guests and visitors view Believers College? The best thing is maybe spend about 1.5 minutes on each question is a good way to break it down, just to help. What words, phrases do you think the staff, the team members, your colleagues, what would they say about the level of care and knowledge about Believers Hospital? Not what they think, but when they speak to new visitors in the community. Think about those words, because again, we've got a wonderful engaged group in here, but do all 3,000 do that? What do they say? What do you think are the challenges for Believers Hospital? As internally, externally, moving forward, just jot them down. No right or wrong answer, based on your life knowledge. And are you following, or have you told people about the social media pages? There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, which is now called X, there's LinkedIn. Are you familiar with that? Whether that's your comfort zone or not, you can still promote. So please, facilitators, I'm going to turn it back to you. Please mind the time, about 8 minutes or so to get through these questions, and then we'll come back. Okay? Happy chatting.
1 more minute. Yeah. Okay, all of you can sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Okay, thank you so much, Sudha. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to keep moving along here. And again, okay, I will just 2 seconds if you don't mind. I'm just going to bring us up. But thank you so much, Nan. Just 1 second. So what we're going to do in the essence of time, Rosie and I were just chatting. We are so happy with the level of engagement energy. We are going to need this energy and engagement to continue outside these doors throughout your entire Believers community. So please keep this up. What I'm going to do is we know about, well, you've given your notes. The facilitators will write it down. I want to come to question number C, though, because we've talked about a lot of the positives. We know that, right? And there's more, and please share that. We will be reviewing it. What do you think are the challenges for believers? Whether marketing with anything, what do you think? Sudha?
Yeah.
Please,
so
go
we
ahead.
got two guests here in our group today who have been here. That's Atul and Dia. So I would invite Dia because she's been here for a very short time. So she'll give us an unbiased view as an outsider.
I don't think I'm the right person to give the challenges because I'm Dia and I joined as a software intern for a week.
Hi.
So as a challenge, I think a hospital should be constantly consistent in the services they provide because everybody wants new, everybody wants to feel special and new every time. So it's important to keep to innovate and to constantly find what are the new things to be provided to the people of a hospital.
Love it. It was Dia?
Yeah.
That's right. Nice to meet you. Welcome. So that's amazing. And I think, that's so right. It's how do we innovate? How do we stay relevant? How do we provide consistent services so that we're competitive? And how do we keep promoting that and not promoting, marketing and saying that story? I think that's so key. Thank you as an outside
Just
look.
one, yes, just one to add what we discussed in the group that we will also walk the talk in addition to talking the walk. So
Love that. Love that. Absolutely. Right. Lead by action. Absolutely. Did you? Yeah. So, okay, and Sudha, we'll go to that group next after. Sudha, okay, that group and then this group over here, okay? Everybody wants a mic, I love it. This is amazing. Next time we'll have a full day session, how's that?
Yeah, morning Susan.
Good morning.
I'm Ajit, I'm from engineering.
Hi,
So,
Ajit.
regarding the question number C,
Yes.
what do you think about the challenges? The challenges, main challenges right now which we are facing is the space.
Okay, right.
The second challenge, which on the marketing or to cater about more number of trauma patients, is the proximity of the locations of the hospital from the
Okay.
main road.
Okay.
These are the two main challenges, which I think, from my point of view, which we are facing right now.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And we're going to take note of that because here's the opportunity. It's a challenge. How do we speak to that? How do we overcome that challenge? We can't maybe build, well, we are going to be building, but we can't maybe turn that overnight. We can't maybe get it closer to other people, but could we market in a way that makes it easier for people to get here? Thanks so much for saying that. We're going to now build that as we build our strategy as well. Thank you so much, Ajit. Did I see the microphone?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I'm Kavita from the HR department.
Hi, Kavita.
So the third questions, definitely, I will be talking through the HR perspective also. The main challenge that right now we are facing is the retaining the staff. Because the people think the Believers is giving the best care, best knowledge, and best the way how we treat the patients. So definitely, after getting our staff to the other institutions, they are just trying to grab our staff. So the retaining the staff is the best challenge. And other thing is the people outside, now they are looking us the best in India, I think in these 10 years. So they are expecting the best quality and the same quality we have to maintain them. So these are the challenges that we are making. So we have to keep that quality and sustain that quality.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kavita. I love that. And I'm going to just say to that, and these are amazing points because this all falls under how do we tell our story? How do we meet? Because if we cannot give the stories that meet the types of patients and community that we have, we're not able to do it. Isn't it tough to be the leader? Isn't it tough to be the best? Because when you're the best, because the thing is, it's such a compliment. God is being good. He's created an institution that is bringing and training and giving us the best of the best. Now, we cannot control that. We cannot control if people want to leave, they're going to leave. But what we can control is how do we, and I like that you mentioned that, because we've talked a lot about external, our community, our patients, but our internal is just as important. And that's why I said at the beginning, we need all 3,000 of our team members to be understanding the stories of goodness that happen, because the purpose of marketing is when you change the perception of why a person believes in something. So if I believe in someone, if I believe in something, I'm going to come here. I'm going to maybe stay here longer. It's not about holding people back, but it's about saying, look, you want to come here, we know we're great, but this is another reason. Connect with them. So thank you. That's absolutely going to be taken note of. Okay. One last one, I guess, because I see I love, Rosie, this engagement is so exciting. Please, hi.
One of the biggest challenge the institution faces that I believe is the gap in communication. Okay. Why? Because I know there are 1/10 of the staff here of the hospital. I know probably about 50% of the staff are unaware about this program happening. Not only that, many events that is happening within the organizations are not even marketed within the organization itself. I feel that is the biggest challenge. If everybody want to talk about the organization, they need to be communicated about the organization.
So vital. Yes, absolutely. And I will say that that is one thing that we've actually already started to talk about in our internal strategy chats. Is that how do we make sure that everyone sees? How do we make sure, right from Achin and Dr. Chandy, right down to the person that's opening the door for us or parking the car, every single person is in the loop. And how do we do that? One of the ways is through the people champions. We're going to be engaging them a lot, but also engaging so that when it goes to a department head, they are able to communicate the information. We're going to make it easy for people to share the information out. Keeping in mind that everyone is very busy. You all are sitting here. Carving out an hour and a bit of your time is not easy. So how are we going to do that? So I want to thank you for saying that. Communication is the key. Without communication, nothing will work. But I want to say it's already started, and we're going to come back and we're going to build on that, and hopefully we'll see things and pull people in accordingly. Thank you. Okay. One last one, and then unfortunately we're going to have to keep moving. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Please, Emma.
since my group asked me to vouch for them, the first question, like, what do the guests and visitors of Believers Hospital view the hospital? As it's a wow feeling. The ambience is just great. Like the other hospitals, we don't have a hospital smell. So that's a great thing. And what is the negative things? ഇവിടെ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവരുടെ full day പോകും, right? The queue. We have OP queueലുണ്ട്, radiology പോയാൽ അതിൻ്റെ queue ഉണ്ട്, pharmacy പോയാൽ അതിൻ്റെ queues ഉണ്ട്. So if we can cut short the time for them, it will be wonderful. Now, what would the staff say about Believers? I think the staff would say that ഇവിടെ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ they have a good training, they get a good knowledge. The experience is just too great, right? And what is the challenges we face is one is finding good talents and devising a way to keep them here. And the other one is നമ്മുടെ key areas such as the emergency department and the labor department. I feel like this is not marketed enough. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Emmeline. Thank you. So many great points. So we're going to have to unfortunately move on. But please do make sure your facilitators do have your comments and notes. And you will be getting follow-up and feedback as time goes on. So please do give that. You don't have to take a photo, but we have a lot of different, this is one thing the marketing team is working on. You may go online and see different Facebook pages, different Instagram pages. We're cleaning that up. But what will happen is in the next week or so, we will send out the links and a screenshot to the right pages for our social media. And we're going to ask you to engage your colleagues as well. Make sure you're following the right one, but also send it to others and say, hey, please like, please follow. And not only follow, but also follow the content that's happening and share it out. That is the easiest and fast way for us to start sharing our message. It'll be curated, it'll be cultivated, but then as we work through our journey. So please keep an eye out for that. So I'm going to just, we're just heading to the end now. I had this question. We've spent 45 minutes or so. We've spent 45 minutes together, taken time out of our busy days, and answered questions that some might seem like common sense. Some might be like, why am I being asked this? And yes, a lot of people said, well, it's everyone's responsibility. But why do you think you were asked these questions? Why do you think we intentionally chose to ask these questions to you? How does it affect you as an individual, as a department, and how does it affect as an entire organization? Is there anyone that would be willing to share their thoughts on that? Everyone's so quiet now. Sudha, do you want to find someone that would be wonderful to share? So then, oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Sudha, please. Oh, sorry, the microphone's coming. It's a
domino effect.
Okay, please expand
An individual
on that.
affects the organization affects the individual. It's either way. It trickles from the individual to the individual department, to the area, to the sub part of the organization, to the entire organization. And what happens at the organizational level affects the individual also, in every possible way.
Yes.
So the individual is responsible for the organization's well-being, and the organization is also responsible for the individual's well-being. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. That was so eloquent. Absolutely. So that's actually was a great way to summarize, that what we all do individually feeds into the collective. What we do as a collective feeds into that organization. The organization feeds into the community. And then it comes back. It's a circle. So we have to be really aware of that and how do we keep building. And thank you so much. I like that domino effect analogy. Beautiful. Absolutely. I see hands flying, but it's a light too. Was there someone over here or no? Am I wrong? No? Oh, hello. I was about to call on you.
No, I was going to say
Yes,
that
please.
In the world of today, we can't but ask questions and provide answers because everybody else has got all the answers. So if you want to be recognized and seen, we have to present ourselves. So at the end of 10 years, this is the right time to not reinvent ourselves, but to look back, ask ourselves questions, and see where we want to be in the next 10 years, next 50 years.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Chandy. So before I actually invite him up here to finish this off, a couple things that you can expect to see. So we are creating different ideas. We have a lot of strategy meetings going on, and we want to invite you to stay attuned to that. Look for that. We're going to be sending information saying, please be aware of this. Guess what? We want to start telling our story. We need you to help us to tell our story, and we're going to make it easy for you to tell the story. We're going to give you the tools. We also ask that if you have ideas or feedback or suggestions, you see something, share it forward. Don't think, someone else will say it. Someone else will tell for me, right? Go to someone and share it. And I keep saying so the Dr. Chandy or Rosie because they will share it for sure, but they're only 3 out of so many of us. So share it, ask the questions, communication is key. When you see something, ask your colleagues, hey, did you see that? Because who are we kidding? You are busy all day with patients. You're all busy all day with emails or dealing with issues. You don't have time to look at everything. Encourage each other. Did you see it? Did you think about it? That is what we need because we cannot, I might be on this stage. There might be 2 or 3 of us facilitating this, but we cannot do this alone. We need all 3,000 people to take us into that next level of elevation that we know we can get through with all of your help and God's guidance and blessings. So allow me to invite Dr. Chandy to come up and just talk about the next steps, which you're looking at me. Would you like me to do it? Are you ready? Oh, I'm doing it? No, come on up. Come, please, come join me on stage. And he's just going to kind of build on what I said. And then, hi, welcome. No, you're going to say something now because we want to hear from you. And then you can just go to questions and answers as well about where we're going and all the stuff we're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing, as you can see. But I know what I want her to do. I know what I want all of you to do. നമുക്കറിയാം പണ്ട് കോൾഗേറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു പേസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ബാറ്റ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു ഷൂസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അംബാസിഡർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു കാറുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അംബാസിഡർ കാണാനില്ല. കോൾഗേറ്റുകാർ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നറിയോ? They took some time, but they decided to brand it exactly like Close-Up, because that was the leader. Suddenly they became the leaders. നോക്കിയോ, കോൾഗേറ്റിൻ്റെ പേസ്റ്റും ക്ലോസപ്പിൻ്റെ പേസ്റ്റും തന്നെ നോക്കിയോ, ആൻഡ് ഓൾവേസ് കോൾഗേറ്റ് വിൽ ബി എ ലിറ്റിൽ ചീപ്പർ ദാൻ ക്ലോസപ്പ്. ബാറ്റക്കാരെന്ത് ചെയ്തെന്നറിയാമോ? ഹഷ് പപ്പീസിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പോയി അവരോട് ചോദിച്ചു ഞങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യാമോ. സോ ദീസ് ആർ ഓൾ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് സ്ട്രാറ്റജീസ്. നമുക്ക് വാസ്തവത്തിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഒന്നും ആവശ്യമില്ല. നമുക്കുള്ളത് ലോകത്തിനെ കാണിച്ചാൽ മതി, അവരോട് സംസാരിച്ചാൽ മതി. പ്രസൻറ്റ് അവർ സെൽസ്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, റീസെൻ്റ്ലി somebody taught me very late in life to learn what he always does in the OPD. പേഷ്യൻ്റ് ആര് കയറി വന്നാലും എഴുന്നേൽക്കും. ഞാൻ അച്ഛന്മാർ വരുമ്പോഴും എന്നെക്കാട്ടി പ്രായമുള്ളവർ വരുമ്പോഴും ഞാൻ എഴുന്നേൽക്കും. പക്ഷേ മറ്റുള്ളവരടുത്ത് മുമ്പിൽ ഞാൻ ഇരിക്കുക. ഇപ്പം നോക്കുമ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ പ്രായമാകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് എന്നെക്കാട്ടി പ്രായമുള്ളവർ വളരെ കുറച്ചാണ് വരുന്നത്. ബട്ട് അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഐ സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് തിങ്കിങ് അബൌട്ട് ഇറ്റ്. ഹൗ ഡു ഐ വെൽക്കം മൈ പേഷ്യൻസ് എന്നുള്ളത്. സോ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും ഓരോരുത്തരും യു മസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് തിങ്കിങ് അബൌട്ട് ഹൗ ഡു യു വെൽക്കം ദ ഗെസ്റ്റ്സ് ഹു കം ടു അസ്. ദേ ആർ ഓൾ ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ട് ഒരു നല്ലൊരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിന് വേണ്ടി വരുന്നതാണ്. ആ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിന് വേണ്ടി നാം ഓരോരുത്തരും എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു? ഈ അടുത്ത സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ ആ എൻട്രൻസിൻ്റെ അവിടെ നോക്കിയപ്പം ഒരു അപ്പച്ചൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒത്തിയാണ് വരുന്നത്. വലിയൊരു പെട്ടിയുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന ആൾ ഇങ്ങനെ കാണിച്ചു കൊടുത്തു, ലിഫ്റ്റ് എവിടെയാണെന്ന് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുത്തു. നേരെ മറിച്ച് ഒന്ന് എഴുന്നേറ്റ് ആ അപ്പച്ചൻ്റെ പെട്ടി ഒന്ന് പുഷ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമുള്ളായിരുന്നു. വീൽസ് ഉള്ളതാണ്. അത്രയും നമുക്ക് ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കായിട്ട് വരണം. അത് വരണമെങ്കിൽ ഈ അപ്പച്ചൻ എൻ്റെ അപ്പച്ചനായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ, ഈ അമ്മച്ചി എൻ്റെ അമ്മച്ചിയായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്തതിനെന്ന് അങ്ങനെയൊന്ന് ചിന്തിച്ചാൽ മാത്രം മതി. വേറെ ഒരു മാർക്കറ്റിങ്ങും ചെയ്തില്ലേലും ഇത്രയും മാത്രം ഒന്ന് ചെയ്താൽ. ആൻഡ് സൂസൻ is going to help us walk through this in the next coming days. Yesterday she made a presentation to the administrative committee and we welcomed her to lead our strategic marketing for the next few years. ഞാൻ ആരംഭത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ പലരും കേട്ടില്ല. ഷീസ് പ്രൊഫസർ in the university in Toronto. So we are delighted to have her here, and I have a hold on her because she's my cousin sister. So even if she says no, she will say yes. Yesterday she's promised to lead us in this, and we'll do it in a scientific way. ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും നിങ്ങളോട് പറയുന്നതാ, the science of healthcare നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചിരിക്കണം. അതുപോലെ ഇപ്പം what she's teaching us is the science of marketing, of promotion. And we do it right, we do it the right way, we'll be the leaders for the next 100 years. But always remember, we are teaching the world something new. കേരളത്തിൽ ഒരൊറ്റ ആശുപത്രിയും സ്കൂളും കോളേജും ഇല്ല where they don't give cuts, incentives, black money and practice. ഇത് ഇല്ലാത്ത സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ വളരെ കുറവാണ്. നമുക്ക് 10 വർഷം പിടിച്ചു നിൽക്കാൻ ഒത്തത് ദൈവകൃപ കൊണ്ട് മാത്രം. That alone is mission. അത് മാത്രം ലോകത്തിനോട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നാം പറയുന്നത് എന്തുവാ? വി ആർ പേഷ്യൻ്റ് സെൻട്രിക്. ഇവിടെ വരുന്നവരെ നമ്മൾ ശുശ്രൂഷിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി, പേഷ്യൻസിന് വേണ്ടി നാം പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്നു. ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് മീ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് യു ഹു കംസ് ഇൻ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. ആൻഡ് ഐ എം സെയിങ് ദ ഡയറക്ടർ ഇസ് നോട്ട് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. യു ശ്രീകാന്ത്, യു ആർ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. ശ്രീകാന്ത് വീട്ടിലായിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ചിന്തിക്കണം, ഹൗ കെൻ ഐ പ്രൊമോട്ട് മൈ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ മോർ ആൻഡ് മോർ എന്നുള്ളത്. ആ ഒരു കൾച്ചറിലോട്ട് നമ്മൾ മാറണം. അതിനുവേണ്ടി നമുക്ക് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കാം, ദൈവത്തിന് സ്തോത്രം ചെയ്യാം. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച് ഫോർ കമ്മിങ്. ബട്ട് ബിഫോർ ദാറ്റ് യു വോണ്ട് ടു സേ സംതിങ്?
I always want to say something. Not bad for someone who's like, I don't know what to say. That was so bracing. Yes, so I will move forward here. I was going to show a video, but I might, I don't know, Rosie, do I have time to still show this video? Play the video, or no? Do you think I should just wrap up? Okay, we'll send. It's the same one. It's a 3-minute, but it's okay. You know what? We'll send this out in the WhatsApp group. Oh, okay. Before I wrap up, though, I had another quote I was going to share. Here's the thing. There's how many hospitals? There's lots and lots of hospitals. There's lots and lots of nurses, lots and lots of doctors, lots and lots of welcome people. There's lots of everybody. But if we don't have the courage, if we say we're not going to do it because it's already there, we're not going to do it because someone is already talking about it, there's no need. Why is there so many makeup products? Why is there so many different cars companies? Why is there so many hospitals? There is a need. So we need to work together. We need to stay relevant. We're going to be creative. We're going to learn together. You don't have to know how. If you need to know how, you ask. We learn together, we promote. And I will say, though, I appreciate he's been very generous and he pulls the family connection sometimes. But it is I that am truly blessed to be here. So I really am excited to work with you, to walk with you, to learn with you, and to grow and elevate believers with you so that we can continue to be a blessing to many, many others, not only in India, but also around the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to show this video. I'm not sure if it's going to work right now. We're going to do this. And then after that, I guess we can move on. Is that okay? Do you need to speak again, Chen? Okay, perfect. Okay. Oh, actually, here, before the quote, this is the quote. And I'm going to actually take this screenshot I made from a book I'm reading and send it to all of you. So next time you're tempted to doubt that you have anything special to offer, remember about yourself. Remember about your power. So to save time, I will have this sent out to you. And this is from a book named Worthy that I'm actually reading right now. Okay. Bear with me a second. Current. It's not playing for some reason. Duplicate, hang on. Okay, it's not playing for some reason, so for time, we'll send it out. It's really good, it's inspiring. So you can expect, this is what you can expect. Social media pages will be sent out that you can follow and like and share and talk about. You can expect the quote to be sent out, and you can expect this video as well. It's from YouTube, so it should be able to be found. And it's just something to encourage you in your day. Okay? So thank you so much for coming. I'll pass the, I guess I'm passing the microphone back. Okay,
Susan, if you can be there just for a minute. There's a guy amongst us who taught me the excitement about promotion and marketing. ഒന്നുമില്ലാത്തൊരു ആശുപത്രിയെ പൊളിഞ്ഞു കിടന്ന ഒരു ആശുപത്രിയെ ഒന്നുമില്ലായ്മയിൽ നിന്ന് brought it up into something very, very exciting. ഓക്കെ, നിങ്ങളുടെ നടുവിലുള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. കുറേ റീൽസൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കി. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ എങ്ങനെ എൻ്റെ ഇത്രയും വലിയ സ്ഥാപനത്തിൽ എനിക്കൊരു ഒറ്റ റീല് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. So on behalf of all of you, I'll invite the one and only Kaduva, Dr. Jiju Joseph, to come and honor our very special guest, but she's no longer going to be a guest with this memento.
Before we wind up, I invite Dr. Jeffy to just come forward for the announcement from the emergency